remember your icebreaker? Were you nervous? Were you scared? Were you shaking? I was shivering. I didn't want to say anything. My dad was there in the room encouraging me with one of those non-whisper whispers. Sean, say something. Say something at all. My mouth didn't want to open. Thankfully, the doctor slapped me. Wah! Mr. Contest Master, fellow Toastmasters, and to everyone who's ever been abused by organized health care. That's good. That icebreaker is tough. But I tell you, I was raised to be an icebreaker. Let me explain. From the time I was very young, I noticed my father did one thing, and he did one thing very well. Wherever we went, whoever was around us, if you were within earshot, he would shoot from the hip.
Hey, what do you think about this weather, huh? So you think the O's are going to take the pennant this year? Can you believe we put an actor in the White House? Democracy fails us again.
And just as soon as I began to speak, he dragged me kicking and screaming into his social experiment. I took a test at school.
Hey, Sean, get over here and say something about that test you took.
I took a test, and it was hard. A little bit later, I started learning Spanish.
Hey, Sean, get over here and say something in Spanish to this native Spanish speaker.
Yo quiero Taco Bell? Even later, when I started dating.
Hey, Sean, get over here and say something to this pretty young lady. Tell her that thing I told you.
How much does a polar bear weigh? Enough to break the ice? But that's what he was doing. He was breaking the ice. Everywhere he went, he broke the ice. I'll never forget, he kept pushing me and pushing me to speak in front of people. The very first time I spoke to a crowded room, he wasn't even there to support me. I can't blame him, though. After all, it was his eulogy. I didn't want to say anything. I was 19 years old, and my teacher, my icebreaker, was gone. Can you feel that ice? We talk about the ice all the time, but what is ice? I believe that ice is the fear of vulnerability. Every time we meet someone, we reach inside of ourselves and we offer them who we are. Sometimes it gets smacked down. Sometimes they're cold to us, so pretty soon we don't even start reaching out anymore. We just build layer of layer over top to protect us. Until pretty soon, we don't even look at people in the eyes. When we see them, we begin to look down at our shoes. Have you experienced this? See, I think in life we start off with nothing. No preconceived ideas, no prejudices, no pain. And pretty soon we start interacting. You ever ask somebody, hey, good morning, how are you doing today? And they look at you like you just flatulated in a house of worship. That's ice. You ever ask somebody for help? Hey, buddy, can you give me a hand? And they walk away clapping. That's ice. Have you ever told someone that you love them? You looked in their eyes longingly and said, I love you with all of my heart, and they say nothing. That's going to be a good laugh. That's ice. I'll never forget, I moved into a new place a little while ago, and I got a new neighbor. I was so excited. And I'd see her out in the morning, and we wave, and one day I was just walking along, and I ran right into her. She said, Hola, ¿cómo está? Oh, I froze. I began to look down at my shoes. See, I'm a Toastmaster, and I can break the ice in English. I didn't want to say anything. And I am just staring at my shoes, and I hear her say, "Hello, how are you today?" She was reaching inside of herself and offering herself to me, and I was giving her ice. But then I heard,
"Hijo, how about you say something in Spanish?"
So I looked up from my shoes. I said, "Hola, señora. ¿Cuánto pesa un oso polar?" How much does a polar bear weigh? You cannot expect how people will treat you. But do not let the failures of the past cast shadows on the people you've yet to meet. Do not add to the ice in this world. The next time someone reaches out to you, the next time you start feeling the cold of the world, be a polar bear. Break the ice.